Hello, welcome back to Sacred Vapes. Channel aims to bring you the views and experiences of products in the market today, brought to you by an average vapor. This week, I've got something a little bit different for you guys. It's brand new from Aspire. I think it released over the last few weeks. I've managed to get one. I've been trying it out over the past week and a half, 2 weeks. Give you my full opinion. It's this. The Aspire Tigon kit. Now, Aspire, everyone's heard of them. They're the kings of the mouth to lung. You know, for a long period of time, they were kings of the direct lung with the Cleito 120. And this represents something a little bit different. It's essentially a hybrid, hence the name, Tigon, lion and tiger. It's a hybrid between mouth to lung and direct lung vaping. Now, how does it work? Well, we'll get into that, but first let's give her a vape. Now, what you get in the box? Right, got it all attached. There's the sleeve that you get it in, and you get it in this nice box. You get instruction booklet to show you there. Then you get a USB charging cable. You get spare ohm rings. I think there's 10 in there. You get this, which is meant to be a tank removal tool. We'll get it out. A spare glass. And then you get a second drip tip. And you get 2 coils. Now, one coil, this one is rated 1.4 ohm. As you can see. Now that puts out about 14 watts. And then in this one is 0.4, which gives out up to 25 watts. Now to get into the explanation, you get 2 drip tips and 2 coils, so you completely change the way that you vape with it, depending on what setup you use. But we'll get into that in just a minute. This is the Tigon mod. It's a stick style device. It comes with a 1800 mAh battery or 2300 mAh outside of the EU. It comes with a 2mm tank or 3.5mm outside TBD. Mine's 2mm. So you get 2 replaceable drip tips. You just pull out. Bottom adjustable airflow, as you can see. Now the fill mechanism, I had to figure this one out. You notice the little teardrop there. You pull up, as you can see, and then it slides back. Now to get into the explanation of how the coils work, so we take it off. So there's your Tigon tank. Now unscrew the base. You can see my tank's pretty much full, and we simply just pull the coil out. Simple, push the coil in place, as you can see, screw it in, and then if I did the right way around, and then there's the tank. Now, fire button works as every other fire button. 5 clicks turns it on and off, and you get nice rainbow colour on there. Well, it's more purple than rainbow, but yeah, that's pretty much the kit. Now we'll get into the pros and cons of this. Now, first pro for me is going to be the flavour on the coils. Is actually really good. You have to take into account the lower power, so they're not going to be as effective as some of the higher power tanks. But for the flavour on this, I mean, I've got a Pineapple Delight, I think it's called, in this. It gives loads of flavour and vapour production off the coils. Nice strong flavour. The mouth to lung one as well does that. It's quite simple. It's a little bit undertones, not the word, undermined by the lower power, but you get the idea. It's the really good flavour. Next pro for me is plenty of airflow on the device, always a good thing. Next Pro is going to be that size of the battery at 1800 mAh. Is really big for a mouth to lung device. I mean, a lot of devices out there go smaller than that, and 1800 is going to last you quite a long time. 2300 version, even longer. Charge time on this, fantastic. About 90 minutes it takes me to charge this from flat to full. Battery life lasts all day. And for both coils, I mean, not with heavy use. You know, don't get me wrong, you can't be chain vaping this for 10 hours straight, but if you're going to use it every now and again like that, it's going to last all day, and it's quite quick charging time to get it back working as well, so always a good thing. Next Pro for me is going to be the ease of it, the ease of it. I mean, for example, we're vaping direct along now. I'll show you how easy it is. Simply unscrew the tank, get the other coil lined up, so pull this out, we push the new coil in, tighten it back up, and now replace the drip tip. If I can get it out the box. This one screws in. There we go. And now we are mouth to lung vaping. As simple as that. What it brings as well, which is another fantastic feature, it's a leak-proof design. So both the top and the bottom are leak-proof. That's why you can pull the coils out without anything coming out. And when you're filling it up, there's one of them protective sleeves there, which means, again, it can overflow if you're using something like a bigger needle bottle, or you just fill it too much, it will overflow. But apart from that, it's not going to come out the top. You can see, there we go. Okay, coil's a little bit. I'm going to give the coil a minute, but you get the idea. I've gone straight from direct lung to mouth to lung vaping, just like that. Now, I think that's all the pros I'd say. Can't really think of anything else. Going to the cons now. First con for me is going to be this paintwork. It's not robust. I mean, if I can just find it. Can't find it on site. But I did have a scratch. Somewhere on this anyway. I do have a scratch on this and quite easily came off. I mean, imagine if you tried, you'd get the paint off. So it's not, that paintwork's not going to last you for the whole time you're going to be using this, which is a bit of a disappointment because normally you don't get that from Aspire. The next con for me is that it's very airy. Now, Aspire being kings of the mouth to lung with the Nautilus, that's a very tight draw. This, obviously with the being a hybrid, you know, it's good that they've moved away. They haven't called it a Nautilus Tigon coil or whatever, but it is very airy. I mean, for me, I have to put the airflow all the way down for the mouth to lung. Struggling with vapor here. But yeah, pretty much it is very airy. You're going to be turning the airflow down. Even on the direct to lung, it's going to be turned down quite a bit. Next con for me is going to be that top sealant. It does make it a bit difficult to fill, as I said, with bigger nibbed bottles. It can struggle to fill up and occasionally bubble up inside, so that's a con. Next con, this is more of a frustration than it is a con, because with there being self-sealant on the bottom, it means that it's very hard to change liquids. You know, if you're halfway through something, you don't like it, you want to change it over, you're going to have to sort of mess about with the top to get it out, so not a big fan of that. Other than that, I think another con I will say is, why is the battery only 1800 in the EU? I understand why my tank's 2 mil. I don't understand why the battery has to be rolled back as well, because you know, it seems a bit pointless to do that. It would have been nicer to have the bigger battery. Apart from that, I can't really fault it any other way. So we'll get into the overall now, if this will actually work. Right. And overall, I'm not going to give you this conclusion as me. I'm going to step away for a minute and as the potential buyer of this product, because basically for something like this is going to be aimed at someone moving into vaping, who's quit smoking, they want to start vaping, but they don't want something that's very restrictive. Something like this would actually be quite ideal for them, mainly because that whole hybrid idea, it means that they can naturally move through vaping. You've got the mouth to lung tank, and you get the airy mouth to lung vape with the great flavour, which is good. And then if they felt that they wanted a bit more power, then they just swap the coil out and start low powering direct lung vaping, because that's it. It's not a high powered device. I think that's why you get so much battery life out of it. You're only going to be hitting between 20 and 25 watts on the direct lung anyway. So it's not something that's going to be aimed at a direct lung vapor. And to be honest, I don't think not a lot of mouth to lung vapors who are used to using whatever they use are going to be attracted to this. But you put this in the hands of somebody who's wanting to stop smoking, this could be really good for them, especially if they wanted to move up to direct lung at some point in the future with the bigger tanks, but don't necessarily want to do that straight away. They just want to ease the way into it. You know, I would recommend that for if you got somebody who wants to stop smoking in your family or a friend, maybe pick one of these up. I mean, price on these is about £35 new from a few websites that I checked out before filming. So yeah, that was the Aspire Tigon. As always, thank you for watching. Next week, as I said, there was a delay this week, unfortunately because of yesterday. So next week I'm going to be bringing the Geek Vape Lucid and the Geek Vape Flint. Both of them I'm going to do over the weekend. As always, thank you for watching. If you want to get joined in with the channel, I say I'll drop the link below. You always drop a subscribe if you like the content and you want to see more. I really appreciate it. But stay safe. And keep vaping.